Educating, informing, serving. Fact TV, keeping government honest.
You're watching a Fact TV presentation of the Town of Westminster Select Board meeting.
All right, I will call the meeting of the Westminster Select Board to order at 6:30. It's Wednesday, July 26th. Any adjustments to the agenda? Acceptance of minutes, July 12th, 2023.
I'll move to accept the minutes for July 12th, 2023 as printed.
Motion has been made and seconded to accept the minutes for July 12th, 2023. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Communications and public comments. Seeing none, we'll move on. No unfinished business on the agenda at the moment. So we'll go right into new business and Rockingham Walk Bike Committee.
Thank you. We three are members of the Rockingham Walk Bike Committee. We are a committee of the Select Board, an advisory committee to the Rockingham Select Board. We're coming up on our second year in operation.
Yeah, well, we started last May, so
Yeah.
just over a year now.
And so the three members here tonight are a Westminster resident, Bonnie Anderson, who is the founding director of the Bellows Falls Bike Project. Yes, we're really. And we also have Betsy Thurston, who is the executive director of the Bellows Falls Downtown Development Alliance. Got that right? And myself, Rick Cowan, I'm the Select Board liaison to the committee. And our mission is to make walking and biking more accessible and safe, and to be a healthy and really important form of transportation. Since Rockingham and Westminster were surveyed in the 1730s, maybe, the development of the towns has intertwined them to the point where to get from one of Rockingham's biggest population centers, Bellows Falls, to Saxon's River, you have to go through North Westminster and Gageville. So our communication links are intertwined. And in discussing this challenge with folks at the Windham Regional Commission, the challenge of improving infrastructure, they suggested that Rockingham and Westminster should work together to make bike pedestrian infrastructure better. So that's pretty much the reason why we're here tonight. And there's, as you can see from a handout we gave you, Brattleboro recently got a grant and completed a bike walk action plan. And we're hoping that Westminster and Rockingham can apply for a similar grant. Now, there is precedent. Also, where in your packet too, there's a sheet from that shows how Rutland and West Rutland.
Just this one page.
Rutland and West Rutland, contiguous towns, applied for a grant from V-Trans, got it, and began building the Marble Way bike path between the two towns. So the idea of what you can see in the big study that you got a copy of is that the consultants try to identify what the needs are, what the obstacles are, what's the existing infrastructure, and you can see suggestions about what should be done, and prioritize those suggestions in terms of least expensive to most expensive. So we are here with, trying to pitch that idea to you guys to see if you and your town manager are interested in working with us on funding such a scoping grant for the bike and walk infrastructure between our towns. Is that accurate?
Well, initially, they would be required, no, I don't think there would be any funding required.
No, we would apply
For the
for funding, but
scoping,
it wouldn't
You just
cost
need
either
cooperation.
town any money.
Right.
It's more your collaboration, the multi-jurisdictional benefit of both of us applying for such grants it definitely makes our grant more competitive. Rockingham's willing to, I'm working with Gary as well, Gary Fox in Development Office, and Rockingham's willing to, we'll write the grant. But usually on some of these grants, you know, what's required are letters of commitment, letters of support. And we just love you guys to be on board for the next steps.
In my head, it's just tough on 121 there, it's so windy, so, I mean, do you have, what's your plan on that? I'm just curious.
Well, one idea would be to bypass along Church Street, you know, some of it. You
That's
could have,
exactly what I was thinking.
you could have a bike path
Yeah.
along Church Street, which would eliminate part of it, but 121 is something we give a lot of thought to, and it's a tough nut. People's porches are within 2 feet of the road.
Right, and so, yeah, that's limitations and it's a state road,
Yeah,
so that's,
it would be nice to have, a lot of people in it, but that can be up.
I know.
Yeah,
Westminster
yeah.
and it's not.
I know the 121 bridge is, that issue is still pending. They did core samples on the piers last month, I think it was last month, to see if we can, the original plan was to use the existing piers and abutments.
Right.
If that is the case, we cannot change the deck size. It is what it is. So there wouldn't be anything we could do with the 121 bridge. But I don't know, it's waiting on the state at this point.
Well, this is more, we're thinking more into the future to the whole
Yeah.
of 121 between.
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
stretch, yeah.
Yeah, because people do ride it and even walk it. And then we've talked to people over the years who would if they felt more safe. So there's a lot of it'll get even more use if it's made safer. And the grant would study the feasibility of the spots and the tricky spots in 21, special tricky.
And also there could be bike lanes along 121 on either side of the bridge, probably the west side of the bridge that goes through Westminster and then into Rockingham. So that road is in generally tough shape. Any of you, I drive it every day. And Scott Pickup, our town manager, is dreaming of getting state money to do a whole rebuild of Route 121 through, and that is something that he's working on. But that's way out in the future. But if there were a rebuild of 121, then that would be an ideal time to put in bike lanes and other stuff. But this study would be just sort of a first step in getting the experts in here to tell us what might work and what can't be done.
I guess I'm not opposed to knowing what can and can't be done.
Yeah.
Maybe we should sign in on this and put our support behind it.
Yeah,
See where it goes. It's gonna be a tough nut, especially the bridge.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's a will, there's a way.
Well, J.D. McCarthy, the engineer, came to speak to the Rockingham Selectboard. I know he didn't see you guys, and it's the deck of that bridge can only be so wide.
Yeah.
And we understand that expanding it for a bike lane could also could add big expense, which you guys would bear 20% of, right? Isn't that the match 80-20?
It
Depends on,
It depends on your rating with the state. I think we're at 2.5% right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, but it's still a chunk of change. It was
Yeah.
still,
I believe it's 2.5, but if you went to a temporary bridge, which I hate to even say that, because people are gonna,
we have to pay
then
the
it
full
turns to
amount.
5%, and then it turns to,
Right.
like, it just snowballs from there, so.
Right, and
Yeah.
then we have to pay the full amount for the temporary bridge and, yeah.
And I think some of you guys came to, did you come to the Rockingham Select Board? We talked about it, and you said that a temporary bridge is really
It
difficult.
changes the entire project. It goes from this easement to now this easement. People's properties and everything else, and it adds significant cost. to it.
Yep.
So my feeling is if you can somehow finagle a bike path through 121, you can get across that bridge without any trouble. It's gonna be 4 feet wider than it is right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And at
mean
least
it's perfect, but
No.
Yeah.
if you can get to there, you
No,
can get
that's
across.
better.
It's
Exactly.
true, and it is a nice open stretch, so it's not like
You
a
got
one.
good sight,
curve
you can
or
see.
anything, yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Well, and yeah, and getting there might be hard too. But,
Oh, absolutely.
but I am not an expert, so,
I'm not opposed with knowing
right?
what can and can't be done,
Yeah,
Yep.
what not.
And also there's the Westminster West Road is another. They'll also study, like pedestrian stuff. And you'll see a lot of cyclists who,
A ton of them.
from out of state, a
Mhm.
lot of them
Yeah.
come along that road. And that also there might be improvements that could be made along there. So we just wanted to see if we can get funding from V-Trans to do a scoping study and then share that with our select board, you guys, and then I guess the citizens of both towns.
Just what do you need a motion for? Just motion of support?
you guys need a letter of support for your grant?
Not yet,
Or-
but now that we've got you on board film, maybe
Do
we
a
can.
motion to say we'll do a letter at the time, that's the motion.
Yeah.
Support, and we need the letter, it's already okay, we can just.
Awesome, awesome.
Who
Thank you.
is drafting the letter?
They did come in.
All right.
We'll send the request to you.
It's pretty simple, it's like
Yeah.
4 sentences.
Yeah.
We support the project and that's it.
Well, right, we'll see if what they want,
Well,
but as
should
long as you support, yeah, this part of this project and this, it's part of like V-Trans whole 5-year state plan, increasing bikers and pedestrian and the safety.
When the
And we
time
can help
comes,
you
tell us
draft
what we
it.
need
Yeah.
and we'll.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want, and we'll get it back to you.
That's awesome, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wanna make that motion, Dan?
Yeah, let's make a motion, I'll make a motion that we, vote to plan when they're ready to have a letter of support.
No, second on that, okay?
Bike plan
You're welcome.
through 121, it sounds as you go through our town. And we'll support it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back in touch as things move along.
All right, thanks.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, return of FEMA funds discussion. So this project is, the project at the intersection of School Street and Westminster Heights Road. And the scope of work that was submitted to FEMA in, I think it was the end of March, beginning of April of 2022, was for poured concrete head walls or precast block. And that's how it went out to contractors for the bidding process. And when the project was inspected last fall after it was done, basically the Agency of Transportation said, why is it precast block and not a poured concrete head wall? Because that's what's in the hazard mitigation plan. So they basically had to rewrite the scope of work and adjust the amount that they had budgeted for the project on the difference between the precast block and the poured concrete head wall. And since they've already given us a lump sum chunk of change for this stuff, we have to pay back that difference, which is $9,300.60. And that's the story with the FEMA stuff. And there's still money coming in my.
This will complete this, right? That's what's held up, right? This is holding that up?
Yes, so then I can close out all the projects and we can get the last bit of money that's coming in.
Right, okay. I'll make a motion to approve, sorry, do you have some?
No, I was gonna second, jump on you.
I'll make a motion to approve,
Sorry.
the de-obligation of $9,300.60 to FEMA for the Cold Springs Corner Culvert project.
And I will second that.
I don't know if that's the right word, de-obligation, refund maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, they call it a de-obligation.
De-obligation, yeah.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, the ARPA proposal didn't make the packet, and that's probably partially my fault. But Cole is here, so since you're here, do you want to speak on it and we'll table voting on it till next meeting?
That's fine, I can give you a quick rundown. So it's a compressor, and it's not a normal compressor that you would hear the trucks up. It's one that fills our air packs. it'll deliver 6,000 PSI, so it's a high pressure compressor. The one we have now is, we got it when we were in the old station, so it was 25, 30 years old.
Wow, pretty old, yeah.
And it will fill a couple of bottles for us, but after that it overheats, and so we've gone to Walpole if we have anything major. It won't fill up the Cascade that's on the truck because it just doesn't stay cool enough, so we've got to do something with it. So that's the proposal, to replace that.
What kind of compressor is it?
I couldn't tell you what the brand is.
Is it a screw
There-
compressor? Or?
It is not a screw compressor, no.
How much?
35,000, somewhere in that area. Yeah.
It's gonna make 6,000 PSI, that's a
Yeah.
lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, and it comes with a boom box, right? And
Yeah, you have to, of course, when you're filling packs, then you can't just have bottles sitting out on the shelf because you're dealing with a considerable amount of pressure, so, yeah, they like them contained, absolutely.
And this will get done when you need to be done, chief? And so why do we have to wait to vote on this?
well, I just thought, I guess you don't have to if you don't want to. I
You
just thought you
should
might
go
want to
before
see the
ARPA.
proposal.
I think it already has.
It has
It
gone before ARPA.
through ARPA, and they approved it at the last meeting last week, maybe? I was
Yeah.
gone, so.
And I guess Paul didn't send in the scoring sheet and stuff, so. I didn't harass him about it.
How much is it costing you to go over the
Do
wall?
we know how much money we have?
Yeah, that's,
I think it's 500,000 or something. I didn't bring the sheet with me, but it's,
Well, if you've got that kind of life out of the old one, this one will last for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
They obviously need it. I mean, that's-
yeah, you know, you
Right,
need-
I just didn't, I haven't kept track of that. Fund, that's all.
yeah, I was just curious.
If you wanna wait, Ally, that's fine. I mean,
No,
I just-
no, if, I don't know. I think
It is a public
it should-
safety
it should
matter.
be over
It is a
100
public safety
thousand in there. It has
I
to
only-
be.
easy.
My
So,
only hang up with that is it
just-
supersedes the ARPA board
That's right,
coming in, like we're
right.
Okay.
That's-
stepping over.
that-
I don't, I'm
that-
certainly not against it.
No, no.
Doesn't
Not
make a
against
difference. Yeah, 2 weeks does not make a difference. We had, there are only two companies that we could get to bid it, the other company was 53,000, somewhere in there. So, yeah.
Are you, when would that be like put in?
I don't know how long it would take to get it, but yeah, as
So,
soon
but you'll be okay till the next meeting then?
we'll make it.
Okay.
Yes, Walpole's not far away, as long as the bridge is there, we'll make it.
Any more questions for Cole while he's here?
Thanks, chief.
Thank you.
All right, managers report.
Okay. So Jesse Haas, was here speaking, you know Jesse, right?
Mhm.
Well, when she was in here, she was looking at the spots in the ceilings and they are considerably worse. She worked here Saturday. They're considerably worse. Over in here, she said they didn't drip down, but they did saturate the tile. And per her, she said Russ was looking into the roof being looked at and repaired. When I arrived here in 2014, that's when a lot of the roof stuff was done. That's a long time in between not checking a slate roof,
Yeah,
you know? So, what's your pleasure on that?
Well, can't have a roof leaking.
No,
That's
really.
high priority.
Yeah.
The rest of the building won't fall down pretty much. if the
So
roof doesn't leak.
I don't even know who to.
Just sleep.
Smith and,
Tim Smith.
Tim Smith,
Tim
and,
Smith does it.
we did this just for the Institute.
Oh.
Just letting everyone know, I totally agree, we have to do it.
Ray Stetson's not here anymore.
No, he doesn't do it anymore.
No.
There's somebody else that,
Smith. But Smith is reasonable, I'm just warning you, some of them,
yeah,
some of the stuff I think that we talked about were like 200 per,
Mm.
yeah, per one now, but I think Smith is reasonable at like 45, but
Yeah.
that's, I'm just saying, though, that's one guy we can definitely reach out to.
So,
It is not cheap, put it that way.
yeah, sleep rooms are not.
Can I just jump in here?
Yeah, please.
Pauline is trying to get on,
Oh,
and it says not available. I said, I don't know if she's here. I don't know.
Let's see, do you mind if I end it and restart it?
There's nobody trying to
Right.
get on the, yeah.
huh,
Do you mind if I end it and restart it? Maybe
that's
that's
fine.
I'll just tell her.
You're in
try
charge.
Recording stopped.
can I keep going?
Yes, sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I'll try Jones, I'll try Smith, and I'll just look in the phone book. Okay? The other thing is, the mover approached us, the
Recording in progress.
And then I just need all their background, how they get to where they're at in that file. Their drug testing, all that, which I don't have in my office.
Should be a very easy request. Request it, they bring it.
Okay. I just say, and it just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just letting you guys know, I got this before I left today, and there's no way that I'm gonna be getting a $13,000 fine for the town because we're not compliant.
Yeah.
No way. So that's all I have.
And we haven't been for years. It's not,
Right.
it's not on
Yeah.
the last 6 months or.
Thanks for everything, Alan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Alan? All right,
This quest thing was just for our own. What is that?
Yeah, I've never seen anything, why would I see anything like it, but it just sounded odd to me.
It is a little,
right.
it basically says they've been doing it, but they're not gonna send you any of the results.
Right, and I don't know what.
Or who did it or.
Maybe because there's been nothing of course, there's probably been nothing going on with
It's
it,
a
but,
little odd. but-
yeah,
Yeah,
and no phone number, so.
No, but if they have been doing them at all down there, they should have a contact or
yeah. I know they have been,
whatever. Well, it says they have 123 to 623, but
yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
All right, as I said, it is informational. Maybe you had seen it before.
Totally new.
Right.
All right, road foreman's report. So Chuck is not here because they are doing the base work on Grout Ave tonight. They are doing the finish coat tomorrow, and they will be doing the Institute tomorrow as well, that's on the Institute dime. Church Ave and Oak Hill have been paved. They've got some finishing work to do on the edges. And that's pretty much all I have for a road foreman's report at the moment.
While we're talking about road foreman, I have a clarification on the Gazette that came out just today, news from the town garage. The quote, after the town meeting, select board voted to put 200,000, that was FEMA reimbursement back into the highway. Quote, the motion was made to use the money as I see fit. I made that motion,
Right.
and I never said that.
Right, that's.
I made the motion to use that money for the repair of roads,
Yes,
dirt and asphalt in this town, not to use as anybody sees fit.
right.
The fact that that was put in there is ridiculous. It's absolutely, I want to put on the record that that is not what's said. That's not,
And that's not how it's reflected in the minutes either.
I'm sure it wasn't.
What, do we know what day the minutes were for that?
March 26th, I think.
Have you reviewed?
February.
Yes, I did.
February?
Not
That's before
because of
town
that.
meeting.
No, no.
Be for town meeting, which was on
Oh.
minutes, right?
No, when we
No,
moved the
it'd be-
funds was after town meeting, it was at a select board.
2 or 3 after.
Okay.
Town meeting after that, we thought we could come back.
Town meeting, it was declined.
So it would have been about March 26th. That's right.
So,
Regardless, that is not the motion that was made.
Right.
And no monies are put there to use as anybody sees fit. They're in a line item, they're used for the line item. That's how. And I made that motion, if I know what I said. That's all I have.
All right. Executive session,
We need an executive session for a personnel and a contract, actually.
all right,
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session after other business for personnel,
Yeah, I have some other business.
and contractual matters. Oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Well, we're not on other business.
all right. Hi,
There will be nothing after executive session.
yeah, you
No.
don't believe me, but we're not.
No, we're not done yet, though, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a couple more.
Just a few.
Was there a second? I'm sorry.
I
Executive
think
session.
Dan seconded the
Dan
motion.
seconded. Dan.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. We We have a motion to go into, has been made and seconded to go into executive session after boards, committees, commissions, and other business. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, boards, committees, and commissions. Other
Can I-
business.
can I back that
Oh,
up?
yeah.
I'd like to invite the
Oh.
interim manager
Interim, okay.
in the executive session, please. You almost made it.
Right? All right. We're on to other business.
So
now, right?
close.
Other business.
So this is from my neighbor. Ask me to read it. She's doing a solar project. She just needs to get into her backyard. There's a stone wall that comes along Burnett Road. There's no ditch there. There's no water. But she can't get around her house and they just need to squeeze through a skid steer and a little excavator to do it. So she's just asking to pull down a few rocks so she can sneak in there. It'll be a couple times. It's not permanent. I don't even think she needs this. But I told her just bring it in and she'll be fine. I looked at it.
Yeah,
Do you need, I just read it out loud for the record.
to Westminster, Vermont Select Board, dated July 24th, 2023, from Kathy Richardson on Burnett Road. She is requesting to be able to access her solar installation during construction. I will need to remove 7 feet of stone wall on the edge of my property. The wall follows along the east side of Burnett Road. The spot is approximately 600 feet from the south end of Burnett Road. It is highly unlikely that we will need to use it much in the future, but may need to if something goes wrong. We just need to get a small excavator and skid steer into the site. There's presently no ditch there, so we won't be disturbing the road or edge of the road at all. I don't know what it looks like, so.
It's my neighbor. Yeah, it's
Like,
flat. It's up on the top of the hill. It's flat. It's nothing. The stone wall's half caved in. Some of those ones.
one of those old.
Yeah. The neighbors have already taken one step of it. Yeah, I don't even know if she actually needs this, but
That's on the record.
it's on the record.
On the record.
So we should,
Right, do you want this, Millie?
Can I have it? So there's no action, just
No.
she's making a request.
Don't think any actions are due.
We can just make a motion to approve it.
Right, yeah, we could do that.
I'll make a motion to approve the request of Kathy Richardson for the removal of stone wall for construction access.
Seconded.
Thank you.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any other business? All right, date of next meeting, Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. And
You're good.
7:02.
So it should be. Every single time.
Yeah,
It's-
right.
And we are.
Recording stopped.
This meeting was recorded by Falls Area Community Television, located at 1 Hospital Court, Bellows Falls, Vermont. If you would like a copy of the meeting, our phone number is 802-463-1613, or email us at fact810@gmail.com. Falls Area Community TV, keeping government honest.